Monday Night Raw. It was a classic show. So let's get breakdown for results tonight's Monday Night Raw. So Monday Night Raw is not too bad to a show because Monday Night Raw has a great show between there's chemistry between of Raw, like so this will break down like stories, rivalries, something like that. We're just top after the hour. So if you want to subscribe to in this channel, if you want to subscribe to, you get one membership and my another application below on my screen below. And you get 2 super ways and so much more. So if you want to buy something, if you want to buy like Spider-Man Game 2, you get free across so the access to also console games to my page. So let's go between live right here tonight on Raw. So speaking by CM Punk to celebrate his World Heavyweight Championship win from last Saturday night. So it was the last time an athlete man CM Punk to undefeated Jey Uso at Saturday night main event on November 4th. So we have a new world champion is at a house, CM Punk, to kick things off on Monday. So he said, as a hint celebrate to interest the WWE, the faithful after his first night wrestled the gold back in his passion. After he thanked his wife, AC Lee, was an instant man, he undefeated McGrain, set the gold. And speaking of say also, he said, we have a 3 minutes, but not enough time to hold on to set the gold, so he is going to have to make sure he holds onto it a hell of a lot longer. So what if you come back and great in my business? I would put you back onto the couch and CM Punk wanting to Seth Rollins. It wasn't until CM Punk he was to call out Seth Rollins as a threat. So also but the brought up to AJ Styles, it was due to Dominic Mysterio. Either between Cedric McDonald and Finn Balor and John Cena has top guys he wants to fight because they have earned a championship opportunity. Will this is to by Logan Paul to interrupt he was causing to CM Punk to exclaim anyone but you. And when Logan Paul stated his case that was before, and when Paul Heyman and Boston Reed and Braun Breaker manager Patrick Field they easily wanted to CM Punk and Logan Paul said a little on room. This was did not pass at the purpose of owning a beatdown from the forces. And when Braun Breaker has claimed to Paul Heyman brought anyone else out 2 weeks. Was it of alive and that he is coming for the World Heavyweight Championship, and Logan Paul teases walking out on CM Punk, but he has returned to the squad circle only to a beatdown at the hands of the opponents. Into when CM Punk cleared the ring, the order of the opponents to wrap it up the 26 minutes promo segment. So, into when CM Punk bring besides himself when Logan Paul walked through the content was hilarious. I just said, wasn't it discussed? RCA without an Arnold Paul Heyman said, was it directed his insult at Logan Paul? Yes, it wasn't long promo segment right out of the Monday Night Wars. It was 26 minutes. So it wasn't over talk, but this was a bunch of promo trains, and this at last was interesting in the one segment. Speaking by Braun Breaker to reduce himself to the award title pistol, and Logan Paul became more interesting than he has been in the last a year. So YouTuber when he wasn't inserted and wasn't stuck up for what was right in the moment. I didn't fought back against the opponent. Is he a babyface or a hair torn? I think is he normally in this title hunt, and yet there are many of those questions. There wasn't something that a guy is that just worked. So here's the next match. So have a tag team match. So have Jimmy Fakir and the WWE Hall of Famer Nikki Bella taking on against Roxanne Perez and Raquel Rodriguez. So it was the last time and as when Jimmy Fakir and undefeated Roxanne Perez on Raw October 20th, and Nikki Bella lost to Roxanne Perez on Raw October 27th. Instantly, Raquel and Perez lost to Bayley and Lana Fakir on Raw October 13th. So this was born of last week to cover this between the babyface and the Summit Day. After the amassed Pony Women's World Champion Jimmy Fakir and Nikki Bella against Perez and Raquel was started hot as a Formula 2 right mounted into the commercial break. Wasn't during the time out was true. After the heels insulted Nikki Bella and cut her off from her partner and wasn't talking her head and neck area. So just to acquire the overhand and trail DDT from Nikki Bella finally to create several erasers that allowed her to make the tag to Jimmy Fakir was forced into the match, wrestling a fight to her opponents. Wasn't in Nari A and Dragon Screw leg and ripped to Raquel, and she added a high crossbody block for a 2 count by twice, and for the hardest loss opponent was the SVP. Andrew between the babyface to continue to roll with the Serbian teasing Darius Kiss on the ring apron, and Wicked Rodriguez brought it through and slammed for kill onto the hardest part of the ring. She added a seat shot to Nikki Bella and Perez. Goes to the ring for the heels with Pop box in to the Hall of Fame. So, in the winner of this match, Roxanne Perez and Raquel Rodriguez. So, and this was a ton of energy to this inside the crowd. There was even get on one portion of the contest represents this is awesome. Everybody there was some sloppy down to stretch that to hold the impact of the defenders. And still it was nice to see that Summit Day scored a big win here. So it was a while thinking but continue to follow the lucky set the stage for a hair tone and bottle with skimming for kill or a towel. I think. So on the way to backstage, it was CM Punk. He asked Say also if he could trust him. Is it also him in a tag match? Putting CM Punk is it also against Boston Reed and Braun Baker wasn't to be set. And CM Punk said, I'll put my gear on tonight. So, here's the next match. It was a singles match. We have Penta. Here we go. 1-on-1 against Grande and Cameo. So it wasn't last time, and after when Penta lost to Dominic Mysterio in a triple threat match. Also involving was the Saturday night main event on November 4th. It ended up a Grande coming out on defeating CALENO Del Male LAA and the size on November the 2nd. So this was a point by Bravo and RAYO and Grande cameos to score off. Ended with Penta in singles competition on Monday night. Andre's a babyface each role, so mostly of the opening minutes he was keeping and coming off guard to hear calling a Mexican just roll onto the ring apron through and sent Penta crossing back fist. So it was a force on it to turn the tide in his favor ahead as a commercial break. So it was a back and forth from the break, and Penta created several misses, stunning and cameos. That was while he was not able to amount a constant offense. He fought his way back into the match and Bravo to end the fight. He was slipping to the fan favorites' legs out from underneath him. He was isolated from the outside area. So was it 8 to slip cameos? I just meant to play on his eye. Is it meant to play? So it was a slap to a place in his mask. It was so many insight from the back insinuating any attempts at seating will indicate inventor and there was a Mexican gesture just a scoring said eventually. So anyway on this match it's Penta. So was it Leo's planting mats something from a design spot or two down to stretch out, and this one was hurt by all bookings of only loss of cameos that took away from, and it was a very strong match. So I was took in that point, and it ran Penta was good, but was a nice bounces back facially and hip. So I was here, and also heels, lose 93 it was a fun news or TV time, and choose a follow up will be independent to Penta, who still prominently wasn't but fails has it true. He has lost to compare to Will. He was only instead of you a pummel fail is hopping up, said Kobe Warriors to ill. So speaking by Dominic Mysterio's promo, he said, was it last time and asked when Dominic Mysterio to Anya Fleming was serving Penta on Saturday night main event on November 4th. So this was the first of his ninth Marvel defense as an Intercard Championship on Sunday night in Salt Lake City at Utah. When Dominic Mysterio hit the ring with a pommel, it wasted no time. It was coming. There was no one who could stop him. So this was entitled his follow Rey Mysterio, who has returned after a long battle with a foot injury. So last year's 2023 Hall of Famer and took responsibility to his son, who was claiming to be the king of the messengers, was calling it an insult to it. So it was a Santo, Blue Demon, and Eddie Guerrero and Joey John claimed to be better than all of them and more. So every opponent knows he is better than his father. So I think you can disrespect me all you want, but I won't let you I was just respected unless it would break a Rey Mysterio wanted his son. So was it a warning that as long as he is around, I do when Dominic Mysterio will never be king of the Messengers and ended the assessment by blocking a seat side with ignoring a 619. I just said the crowd was red hot for this Wizard Hill's ability to control certain cards on full display, and this was a fun pommel assessment, and that did not re-elevate the adjective root, but as you reintroduce the follow in Sun, mindfully says in time for a massive volume live events at Cyber Series, taking over their hometown of St. Inigo, expected that Max to make its way to that main card entirely. So I'm going to talk about that in a few hours about Wade Dominic. So speaking of Becky Lynch was of Boring 2, she said, also last time in Acid when Becky Lynch lost to Matthew Dupree on Raw October 20th. Becky Lynch's song also announced table was suspended totally and cut a scoring pummel on the last few weeks. So also of her life, including the injury to her husband, Sid Barnes, and Adam Pearce, sending her home, and Matthew Dupree was taken for a second that, as you see, is inside the scene, has a man. As you see, sent a warning to Matthew Dupree that was before welcoming her to the Baytime Banks in Nigel Hall from Baytime Banks, just coming to work. So also on her way up to the ramp, she had an interesting to conflict with the Kobe Royals, with appointing hitting at a partnership in time for Cyber Series War Games on November 29th. So, Becky Lynch is one of the best promos in this business, is it a fact? So also that she could hit has many topics, has seen in this choice assessment, and it is reality of it. She was excited as she was old Matthew Dupree is a current referee was trying to keep her down. Annabeth was in equal parts and was hardest and serious it need to be. So, speaking up with Becky Lynch Mountain, I was mentioning that the only thing that's good to come out of new musical was a TV show about how much math you do. Listen to Breaking Bad had even Wayne Barrett also cracking up into the background. So this is my favorite part of this. So here's the next match. So we got women's tag team match. So we got Bayley and Nia Fakir taking on against Asuka and Kairi Sane. I was it last time in Asuka when Bayley and Nia Fakir lost to Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss on Raw October 27th, and Asuka and Kairi Sane lost to Aya Sky and Rhea Ripley and Crown Soul October 11th. After the results of the cosmic moments of last week, so Angie wins the Kobe Royals the next match to point to Bailey and Lana Fakir against Asuka and Kairi Singh in tag team asses. So Anya set a huge size a 12 after the bout to against it so early a slight bite the baby face ahead of the commensurate break. And you win Lana Fakir drop Kairi Singh with a power bomb from out of nowhere. Also, it made a hot tag to Bailey, who was posted into the match, and then was it during a big elbow drop to Asuka for a 2, and Kairi Singh cut her down with a forearm from the ring apron, was after making it was it in a directed tag, but the role model recovered it with a belly to belly for all near falls. And you win Lana Fakir delivered a big leg drop to Kairi Singh for yet an over 2 count, only for the Park Princess to drive her into the mat with a double stomp from the top rope. So I wasn't late into the match as Asuka broke down, and it went Asuka is sent the former women's intercontinental champion into Bailey, knocking her from the apron back inside the squad circle. The press of tomorrow was trapped in live figure into the Asuka lock was forcing a submission hold for the win. Also after the match, after his teeth a beatdown into solid flow, and Mr. Bliss made the save and was calling the ring, standing tall to close things out. So in the winner of this match, the Kobe Royals. So we have an all 4 women in this match are awesome and Emily amongst the best in the ring compared to also Boston, and yet they were a strong match. Also that may have must have gone to a really to fantasy for its own good, but also saying that a famous to Anderson Arrival, a solid player in Bliss to into an agile continue to hit at a amateur triple threat match was the women's tag team championship and certainly a first look. So I think between the best days it wasn't to Dominic Mysterio to interrupt his 7-day teammates Pambalo and Cedric McDonough, told him he will have to deal with it himself because Austin Jake had a tag team titles to win, and it went Washington Perez is set Mysterio down to bring over some advice and kept alive the infallible showdown between her and Liv Morgan for Jody Doms for and kisses. So here's the next match. So we got World Tag Team Championship match. We got AJ Styles and Dragon Lee taking on against Summit Day. Was it last time in Asset Aces Styles in Dragon Lee to undefeated Finn Balor and Shinji Madonna on Raw October 20th. So this was 2 weeks after the best Summit Day for the titles. In between Aces Styles and Dragon Lee undefeating the titles against Finn Balor and Shinji Madonna. Agnes Assassin took a different was opposed to this contest, attacking from the opening bell and Assassin only 12 of the about. Agnes with great tags and a focused attack, the babyface and fought back was in Assassin received over the top rope. So was it in onto the former champions as itself is headed to commence a break. I'm back from the timeout. I just said as it was fast and furious with Dragon Lee and was sparking the championship comeback and then Finn Balor cut him off. So it was a two and driving him to bite the heels a opposite Mercury with a tag to Styles brought the Universal Hall of Famer back into the ferry to score off with Shinji Madonna. Then when Dominic Mysterio got involved, but this socially backfired and was leading to Finn Balor running the Cobra D Grace into Shinji Madonna by accident. Anderson, Universal Champion, makes a save for the heels into all and Dominic Mysterio to hit Styles with the Intercar Championship, but Samus and putting it web out to Dirty Dom. So, Anderson made Finn Balor and decides to sit Lance on Styles, but Dragon Lee broke up the pan. Was attempt has absolutely continued to break down so a little whip out to the source of the Summit Day forces at ringside and back inside the squad circle. The Formula 1 under a Styles class to Shinji Madonna for the win. So anyway, on this match, Dragon Lee and AJ Styles. So, and this was a quick follow-up to the TV match of the year can date from 2 weeks ago between these teams. I just said as it was top-notch, the story of Dominic Mysterio trying to butt and was supporting his teammate again, but only parts of the Summit Day story. Looking forward, as Simmons is only into the IC title pistol, where he will have a chance to win the one title that has Cunningham. So I just went to best days. It was Paul Heyman. I was attempt to say also falling only, but then he was playing to his ego in the idea that Say also has a was of his own. Because without Roman Reigns and without Sami also their families is getting involved to say also on his head. But saying so here's the next to a main event. So we got CM Punk and Jey Uso against Seth Rollins. So it was the last time an asset man CM Punk to undefeated Jey Uso on a Sunday night main event on November 4th, and he went Seth Rollins to undefeating Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton on SmackDown and Triple Assault. So, it's speaking by Adam Pearce to announce the first two Open Round matches as the Time Is Now tournament for next Monday night in Boston at Massachusetts. So here's the brackets for next week. So we have Rusev, we go 1-on-1 up against the former World Champion Damian Priest and Shinsuke Nakamura against 1-on-1 against Sheamus. And you win Nick Aldis withdrew the next two matches on Friday on SmackDown. And just in the main event of the episode took just a squad circle out late, but first it was some sold asses early on with Jey Uso. He was leaving Boston lead and Paul Michael out also the floor with a TOPE. I just think it heals to Russell Control of the match. Anyway, so I was anyway during the break to pit CM Punk coming out of it. I was trying to combine weight and just the still known as the world champion has said of Let's Go also. It was a real from the stands. So I was after some moments on the CM Punk tag Jey Uso into the match. So I was in the former world champion and lowered on the heels to fight the spot spilled to the floor where a count-out was only declared, but it was hardly the end of the war. So, immediately Braun Breaker Web set also out with his simple spill as the heels tied off as a baby face. Immediately CM Punk grab a steel seal to the heels and Logan Paul returned to the ring to stand by the world champion is only to knock him and cause him with a pull of brace knuckles. Anyway, Logan Paul started down, supposedly before handing over the brace knuckles to Paul Heyman and was filming himself with the fastest has goals. So this match is a double countout. So, and if it was a pony, respectable, and between the match is not alike in the old, wasn't the same cast of those characters in recent months. As you said, fans will support into it, so as it was will coin is it icon to protested even from it as it lose supposed match. So it was informing to Logan Paul in his argument with the opposing colleagues to for next week, so like him or not, So also in that is all one can ask for from regular WWE television, that it gave the fans some kind of question to answer next week. So it's an overall grade. So this was a marked in Parliament over Friday night, Friday Flat on SmackDown, and Saturday night main event, and it felt like the live event special. The company has won it mainly from a hot promo announcement to start things going in any answers out of the women's top division to Rey Mysterio against Dominic Mysterio to all straight tag title match. This was hit after hit. After the ending, angle was a bit predictable, but Logan Paul himself with Paul Heyman is an interesting department. We have nothing else. This will be both the sponsored devil in the coming weeks. After fans will punch for key of Survivor Series, World Games matches, and rivalries in it. Will be interesting to see how the company follows them over the next 3 weeks until that Raw remains the best regular television show produced by WWE. So let's go to YouTube community poll for tonight. So if you like Raw tonight, give me thumbs up for that. So it was a good show tonight. So we got 33% liked it, 7% is alright, and 67% didn't like it. Ouch. So let's go to my Twitter poll for tonight. So give me 1 minute here, guys. So I had a question for you guys. So what's your favorite superstars of tonight's Raw? So I got 25% liked it, 25% is alright, and 50% didn't like it. Ouch. So 50% mean people didn't like it tonight's Raw, but it's alright. So after between now, Logan Paul's gone and made us mad. He was interviewing Logan Paul. He's got CM Punk sign up to the fans. He rips the CM Punk sign out. Okay. So let's go between Ray and Dominic again. Last time. I don't know what's going on between those two. Give me 1 second here, guys. So this was have the same feud, like always. So I'm glad that Rey Mysterio is back, and so he says interrupt Dominic Mysterio. And Rey Mysterio says attack Dominic Mysterio to be Dominic versus Rey Mysterio at the Survivor Series. Oh man, I can't wait for that. So, as of right now, everybody is talking about it will be supposed to become a monster, and will the monster be the imitators? So, what a party it is not team with Dom versus Team Ray Mysterio. So, although it doesn't look like it, but I think they are going to and go off. I think we hope Dom gets a towel. So we might find out. We might see. I love Rey Mysterio. I'm glad to see him out there against his son. So how about no? It need to be Dominic Mysterio against John Cena with the IC title, and we could cost him the match, and they can feud after a unique mask versus his match. That might be really good idea to have that. I hope it wait so it just mean Science is going to walk his match. He might show up there too. So what if Rey Mysterio turn heel again? I hope. So give me 1 second here. Speaking of a Guerrero, last time he said between the assessment and to make Rey Mysterio asked Dominic what he thinks is better than Eddie Guerrero, and Dominic Mysterio repeals, "You keep my father's name out of your mouth." So this was so crazy since like 20 years ago. Dominic Mysterio has ego on his head. This is a big mistake for Dominic. So I think I might do it again. So let's also Eddie Guerrero's Love Tonight. I bet Dominic Guerrero just set his dad straight. I think. I love that kid. He was hilarious. So I was thinking about Dominic Mysterio. He was played this character just like Eddie Guerrero did, just like 20 years ago, between this feud. So I must say about Dominic and Eddie was a lesson, but I'm gonna wait my own story to keep pushing me wait and put it into the ring. So it might be a rivalry soon, father versus son. So that was hilarious that the crowd knew it. So this was a classic response from Dirty Dom to Mysterio, a Guerrero Majority Raw, Majority on Netflix. So this was the best assessment on Raw in a long time. This was reversing followed for the Sun in their hometown of San Diego, California, will be a match as a night. So I hope he never becomes a face. He's the most irritating heel tone on the roster, and it's not close. I think. So Jeff Southman is so good tonight. Is that really his dad? I think. And when Mysterious your father and you disgrace of listen to play and disgrace to Mysterio and Egregious names. So that was hilarious. So what about Solo Guerrero? I think he should be announced as Dominic Mysterio, Dominic Guerrero at Survivor Series. One last match. I think. So it's about a long time between Dominic and Ray. So I was like even saying Dominic is one of the very few reasons to watch Jeremy White. Now this was a great assessment. Hopefully Ray puts up Dom this time through. He might. So I was thinking about Dominic looks like a Guerrero's twins. So this was the same thing. Because when Dominic Mysterio has a little kid, I still remember when I started watching that show. When I started watching it. So I think it's about 20 years since when Guerrero died. Just like plus 17 years ago. He died from 2005. So that's why I was Dark Side of the Ring when I watched that episode, the Dark Side of the Ring episode. Now I've seen it before. Between that, I think. So it's been a very long time. So give me 1 minute here, guys. Hold on. So I was thinking about A himself said that Dominic will be the best gorilla of them all, but when Monsieur wanted to remember that he was to basically run his kid in a lot of matches. I didn't remember that day before I seen that. I seen it on the screen on Peacock when I seen it. So I'm honestly surprised they haven't gone that royalty from Dom, just going by Dominic Guerrero wait, little bit. So, okay, that was serious. This is what serious he is. He really angry your son. So, and it is upset for it again. But I don't know anymore. So, I hope inside I will never get serious watching this porno. I'm really turning it up now, watching this, having that seismic between, like, Dominic Ray. I think he said that. Oh, it's more. Dominic says turn a family abortion into person test. It's a great Mysterio getting pissed off because Ike was his best friend. And Ike is Dom's father. So, this does not make any sense. And this little boy says Dominic Mysterio, he is. So, man, this is the longest running, who is Dominic dad. LL, I love this still. Ike will be so proud of watching this closely on his grave. He was here just like for 17 years. So anyway, Dominic says call Ike his father, in front of Rey Mysterio. It was sad part. I bet Dominic Mysterio will go down as one of the best heel turn of all time. So, I get into Eddie Guerrero's in heaven saying to the other people watching, well, I thought my son will. I just a return of Vicky Guerrero is coming soon. I wish Eddie was still around to see Dom's ways in Dom and Eddie Ray's storyline review of just families. And Dom couldn't tied to Eddie's shoes. So this topic is so old now. I like this part of this. So, Andy Heatway is a Guerrero. So this was hard to believe. Next week will be 20th anniversary of a Guerrero's death. So that starts next week. The 20th anniversary of a Guerrero's death. So this has been a long time. He was here with us, but he is no longer a part of this WWE. The most 20th anniversary starts next week. That is so crazy. 20 years? It's been a long time. So, speaking of him, so So let's go between and talk about this here. So Andre Dominic Mysterio versus A Guerrero's Grave. We have WWE IC title belt. Was the head of WWE Raw taking place in Phoenix on Sunday tonight, and Dominic Mysterio made a special visit to pay this tribute to A Guerrero. So Andre Mysterio brought his Intercontinental title belt to A Guerrero's grave in the Scottish Dale. I saw a photo of it a moment on social media. There was a visit Mysterio and has been planning for weeks, with him telling the podcast last month that he was hoping to have set a time before tonight's Raw. So this is Dominic Mysterio's on Twitter a while ago on A Guerrero's grave. So let me to only this up very quick minute here. So this was Dominic Mysterio in his Intercontinental Championship. It was A Guerrero's grave with 2 belts. About his legacy, an icon for a very long time. So this is Dominic Mysterio posted this on Instagram today. Mistaken on Twitter too. So it was crazy. It's like 20 years. 20th anniversary start next week. So I just went Dominic Mysterio's tribute to honor of A Guerrero versus the Intercontinental Championship at A Guerrero's grave site. Is it heartfelt of respect and honors to A Guerrero's legacy as a wrestling lesson and mentor figure tied to 2005. Very closely apart the storyline of his immediately. So this was testing Homer's with no testable cumbersome act that doesn't symbolize any Guerrero's lasting wasn't on Mysterio's career. So I bet A Guerrero's will be so proud of his thing. So I should only say legacy is more special than anything. So here's Dominic Mysterio with A Guerrero. Maybe the next chapter. Here's the next photo of those two. So this is Dominic Mysterio right here, and that's A Guerrero's right there on the top. So this is almost 20 anniversary starts next week. I can't believe it. So this was so crazy. Starts next week. So this was the same thing. So I just for those who don't remember, one of A Guerrero's best matches was in a top 5-star tag team with Love Machine against Machine against Polygon Suno and Initiative Cento is a force was collide where it paid the tribute by John Designs Polygon Suno at Worlds Collide. It was to him at Money in the Bank as well. So this was just to looks like just right now. So this is Eric Rails right there with his holding to end the call championship. This was same thing to Dominic Mysterio as well to hold his IndyCar championship, his part of his legacy. So this was amazing of this. Rest in peace, A. Guerrero. $20 has been last so long. He will be proud. Rest in peace, A. Guerrero. Rest in peace, bro. So, he loves you so much, gig. I know he's slowing down so partly, just right now. So, when I wish he was still alive, and you, him, working together would be a magic. So this was insane. So he's been gone since like 2005, since like 5 years, plus 20 years into next week. He may be part of you guys too. This is insane. So I think you're doing that legacy justice, and Ego is smiling somewhere. I think he is, just right now. And it has been. So, anyway, when they get rid of Figgy Guerrero. So here's the next one right here. So this was the next one of this part 5 between right here and day 2. That's crazy. So again, so thank you for watching tonight's vlog review tonight, and I will be back here this Wednesday if so much more. So I know he's so proud of you, John. Made a special moment, and thank you for showing it with us and honoring him. So it's been a long time for his legacy. It makes me so happy you already carry the legacy of 2 families and doing an awesome job at it. So it's been a long time. So, thank you for watching my here tonight on Wall. So, we will wrap things up. Oh, there's more. So, that's it for today. So, so, so I'm gonna wrap this up right now. So now. So, one schedule occupy Spotify radio and podcast anything is so much more. So I will go live this Wednesday on AEW Dynamite and have it Wrestling Monday, have it Wrestling Week. I say it this time. Have a good one, guys. Peace.